everybody. Today we have Mix 3 2025 moving parts. Pretty interesting assortment of cars here. They're all pretty relatively new castings from the past few couple years, maybe 2 years. The Jeep here is a new model though, and we'll get to that one last as we normally do with new models. We'll start here with the Chevy Corvair ramp truck, released at the end of last year. So this re-release is pretty recent, or it's a pretty recent re-release in terms of when the old one was released. It debuted in that metallic blue color, and now it's like a straight red with some white two-tone, which is pretty cool. Very nice headlight details. You got Chevrolet across the front there, and a little bow tie on the front plate. I love that this one gets a chrome base. Corvair on the front door there. Pretty decent sized bed, come to think of it. There's nothing around nowadays with a bed this big. How big were these beds? Like 10 feet? Maybe even more? Like, that's all bed space. Got the famous Corvair taillights, which aren't detailed. I don't remember if they're detailed in the other version. Got your vents on the side here, which I don't know what that would be for. Maybe it's an intake for the wheel well here. Cool down the brakes. I don't know. But, of course, the ramp goes right down and actually hits the ground pretty flush. So you got like a motorcycle or something to drive up that. But yeah, super cool. This is what we want to see in moving parts. Cars with unique features like this. And there's probably not very many of them. But, you know, stop giving us just opening doors. Not to call out the Jeep, but that's what the Jeep has. We love the opening hoods. We love the unique opening doors and tailgates, but not so much just the regular doors. Here we have the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat in black metallic. This is the third release of this casting, debuting in blue, then getting a fourth. There's a yellow one. Debuted in blue, got a recolor in orange, got a recolor in yellow, and now a recolor in black. But whoa! Oh my good lord. Reason number 15,463 as to why this packaging is sort of problematic. There was no way for me to see this atrocious error. Wow, that's bad. At least the front end's fine. I will probably forget about this too and put it in the case, and then I'll pull it out in a few months and be like, whoa! And just like I totally forgot about it. But that is how does that happen? Did this get like stuck up on another car and it came down and hit it in the wrong spot instead of hitting it straight on it? Like, all right then. Well, you can take a look at the very nice front details, which are very well centered. SRT in the grille there. You got a nice interior, a red interior. I didn't know these had red interiors. If you can see, your taillights are not where they're supposed to be. You got Charger and you got the SRT emblem, and I don't know if there's anything missing because, well, it would have gotten like pressed into oblivion because I'm sure the base wasn't attached when the decals are applied. If it was, that'd be funny if it just put like an emblem on the exhaust tip. Hellcat logo on the front fender there, and a nice sunroof. This one gets an opening hood, but no engine detailing. I don't know if they've ever done engine detailing on this casting, but this example does not have it. Hopefully there's no more errors in this video. Especially since the next three of these are ones that I am very looking forward to. We got the 1970 Ford Bronco. I love this casting. And I love that they did this orange because I saw a real one in this color and I thought, oh, I just need a model of that. And Matchbox did it. Gotta love it. So this is a Yeah, this is the second release. It debuted in... Hold on. Debuted in red. No, it did not. That's the... That's the Maisto Blazer. Debuted in blue. Yeah, metallic blue, like the Corvair. Blue and white. Because they made the back shell here plastic so it could always be white, which I hope they do to the new Bronco, the Bronco Sport, as I mentioned in the previous video. This one gets an opening hood, like a big ol' hood, like a Ford F-Series truck. And a very nice detailed engine bay, if I can... You got a blue engine block, you got your gray carburetor up there, and that's all I can really see. There might be a black battery. The lighting does not help because the hood doesn't open all the way. But it's not even like orange. It's like a root beer brown, and I like it. Like it a lot. Bronco badging up above the front fender there. Love the two-tone. And look at that. Those taillights are aligned beautifully. Forward across the tailgate and a nice little lock just to tie it all together. Love the realism. And I love this casting. It's a great, great casting. Second gen Bronco, right? One of my favorite castings in the line. Like, when I opened the brown one up for the first time, I was astonished. It was so well proportioned. I know these trucks well. I love the OBS Chevys, the Vortec powered Chevys. So I see a lot of them. I have a coworker who has one. They are amazing. And just when I took this out of the box, the original one, I thought it was just super well proportioned, and it's still gorgeous. One of the best cars Matchbox has ever done. And don't take that lightly, because everything they do is damn near perfect. And this is just phenomenal. I can totally see why these get scalped. Is it worth the attention? Yes, but do we really have to be scalping? It sucks for people who actually want them, and these people just make $1 off of other people's misfortune, but I guess that's how society works, right? But this is not a podcast where we talk about people. This is a YouTube series where I look at the latest and greatest in the diecast world. And boy, Matchbox is the greatest. Sorry, Tomica. No, Tomica. Well, here's another one. Tomica has fallen off in the past couple of years. Like, they'll do one car that really good, and then, they'll come out with a bunch of fantasy trucks. Like, come on, bring back the Isuzu cabs. I love the Isuzu cabs. I know, and maybe that's because not many people were buying them. I get it. Most of the collectors don't go for trucks anyway. But now that they're unlicensed, nobody's going to go for them. And the people who are, at least collectors, they're just swapping the cabs with Isuzus, which I should do. But that's a lot of extra Isuzus I got to buy. But anyway, back to the program. Headlight details look good. Printed on the chrome base, which I'm disappointed they did not do with the Bronco, but at least we got the two-tone. Probably the sacrifice there. Headlights, markers, beige interior, which is phenomenal with the red. Very heavy casting with the metal bed, full metal bed. Chevrolet across the back there, and the taillights looking great. Tailgate does fold down. It always pains me to do this because I hope that there's not paint stuck in there, and when I pull it down, it strips it. But it just locks. And then the hood, I think, locks too. I don't know how they do that, but wow, the hood is I can't even stick my nail in there. There we go. Doing Auto World's job for $3. That's where Matchbox is at. They're doing a pretty good job. Because I said Auto World, I wanted to bring out... Oh, I got hair stuck to the tire. Hold on, let me clean it up a bit. Jeez. Did not know it was that dirty when I grabbed it off the shelf, but I don't think I've touched it in a while. I wanted to bring out the cat eye. The generation that succeeded the split eye here. I don't know what they call it. The OBS. Of course, it's not true to scale. You'd figure if it was, it'd be about the same size. But actually, the beds are very similar in size. So it's maybe the cabs are pretty much the same size. The Outer World's a little wider, of course, but you know, it's just like the bumper on the Outer World sticks out. But yeah, I thought these would be fun to put together because they're pretty much the same color and they have the same color interior. So it's a fun little duo there. Oh, and they both got the white on the tailgate. That's super cool. Absolutely love that one. And now let's take a look at the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. It's a 2016, but it could really be like a 2005 to a 2016. Well, actually 2005 to 2017, because they got a facelift in 18, right? And here we go, the Jeep Wrangler with surfboards, which I'm sure they added because it's a pretty small model. So I'm sure they wanted to add something a little extra to it, just because they could with the budget. But the nice thing is, they come off, which it looks a little better without them on there, because they're pretty big and they just sag over the front there. But surfboards are cool. They don't do this a lot, so I love them. And they're actually pretty cool designs. They look like real surfboards. Matchbox and then the M logo, which we don't see very often. Because Matchbox pretty much goes for realism, so they're not going to stick that logo on everything. And I think the Super Chases have it. But pretty cool to see that on the car, because that's something they recently started doing. And they got even Jeep and Rubicon on the surfboards there too, so that's pretty cool. Nice headlight details. The grille slits look extremely small. They should probably be a little bigger. Actually, yeah, they should, because they go all the way down there. So this is, of course, the pre-facelift Wrangler, where the marker lights were on the grille. The facelift, of course, put them onto the flares. And then, of course, you got your I like the little stand for the third brake light. Spare tire. I absolutely hate it when they do a molded spare tire, because, yeah, sure, it matches the rims on the first release. It would be ironic if it didn't. But it matches these rims, but they could put any rims on it from now until whenever they stop using this casting. And, yeah, it could not match. And it's weird for people when they do wheel swaps or whatever. If they want to swap wheels that look like their Jeep. And then you got this thing on the back that you probably have to cut off and get another wheel to stick on there. I would prefer Matchbox to start just doing spare tire covers. And it might look lazy, but in the end, it will make them look a little better. If they just do spare tire covers and do some cool graphics on it. And I think I'm going to talk about that with the Pajero, too. Example, Hot Wheels did it. And they can do the cool graphics on the spare tire cover, which I adore. So, yeah, there's that little ramp. Taillights and your Jeep logo. You got your handle and you got your hinges. Handle and hinges. Doors open up with the mirror part of the door, and of course no door frames on this model, so the doors actually look pretty accurate, which I love. Cool casting. The proportion, it is small, but proportionally accurate. And what a interesting bunch. I would love to just put like the Charger as the thumbnail. That'd be funny, just the rear end. But there you guys have it. That is Mix 3 of 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. A lot of red family here. Red interior, red, kind of brown, orange, and yellow, which is very close to red. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.